he kept improving, you see, you know, he was an ordinary worker at home. You know, Johnny Murty used to ride him a lot, and he said, "Oh, this fella's going well." Standing on the ground, you wouldn't see that, because he would work just alongside an ordinary horse. In fact, his main working companion was a low-grade handicapper, but it was enough, you know, he did enough, and he kept improving. His Derby win at Epsom was terrific. He beat Saki, you know, and we all know what a good horse he was. But everything else, Beat Hollow, I think, was third. He was very, you know, did very well in America afterwards. And right down to the 6th, 7th, 8th horses, they were all horses who achieved a lot subsequently. So it was one of those great derbies, really, in terms of depth of the opposition. And then in the Arc, I mean, he just kept improving. Every time he ran, he was 5 pounds better than the previous time. Ended up with a rating of, I don't know, what was it, 132 or 3.
And that's it, they're off, and back broke smartly also Sindar, and towards the inside Shayadi. As they go to the first furlong, Shayadi cutting out the running then. Shayadi from Sindar and back, and then Muakad. As they stream down the far side then, Shayadi and Niel McCullough out in front of Sindar in second, followed by back, Indian File. Muakad is the back marker, way over the far side then, passing the mile pole. And still Shayadi cuts it out by about 2 lengths or so to Sindar in second, another length and a half or so to back, followed then by Muakad the trailer. Directly across now from the stands, continuing down the far side, and still Shayadi the leader, chased by Sindar, back, and then Muakad. No change in the order virtually since they set out as they pass the 6th pole. Shayadi the leader, about 2.5 to Sindar in second, back is third. Muakad still the back marker, but up front Shayadi racing to the 5 pole with a lead of about 2.5 lengths. Sindar in second, a length and a bit to back in third, followed then by Muakad. They're quickening just a bit now as they come on towards the half mile. Shayadi the leader, chased by in second place Sindar, third is back, and 4 is Muakad. As they run down the hill now, they're coming on towards the 3 pole, and Shayadi still with the advantage, chased by Sindar. Back being called on for an effort now, and also Muakad. As they race now towards the home turn in the Dernston Stud Derby Trial Stakes, it's still Shayadi the leader, pressed though by Sindar coming on the inside. Back challenging towards the outside with Muakad. They're past the 2 and racing to the final furlong. Sindar has taken it up, but Bach is coming there in the centre. Muakad on the outside, a furlong and a half out. Sindar on the far side, Bach challenging very strongly, and then comes Muakad. They're inside the final furlong now. Sindar and Bach on the near side for Muakad inside the last 100 yards. Sindar and Bach on the near side, Sindar on the far side, Bach on the near side, Sindar and Bach as they go up towards the line. Sindar wins it, Bach.
Gates fly back, they're racing. Grosh looks anxious to be positive on the inside. Saki is up with the pace too. The nose bandit King's Clear pulled hard to post and is pulling hard in the race. Barathea Guest is dropped out through the early stages. It's uphill for the first 5 furlongs. King's Clear is running away, probably too fresh. Saki second. Best of the Best has a good position in third, then Well-Being, followed by Aristotle, who's close up with also Saint Expedie. Towards the inside of these is Brosh, still chased by Sindar, Beat Hollow, and then Hatharana. Towards the rear early is Going Global, Ziz and Inchlon Agan, Krakow, and Barathea Guest is the back marker as they run towards the mile pole. And King's Clear wide on the course has gone very fast early. Saki in the blue and white jacket, Best of the Best towards the inside in the all blue. In the apricot, Well-Being is well poised. Aristotle on the extreme right. Mick Cannan has a good position on the rail. Close up with these is Beat Hollow, big white face. 52.97 for the first half mile. It's very quick indeed. King's Clear went off too quick, and those at the back may be doing the wise thing at this stage. Barathea Guest still sitting 1 from last, and Inchlon Aig under wily old Pat Edry is last of all. They begin the run downhill then in the 2000 Vodafone Derby, and Saki and Best of the Best running first and second. Well-Being is close with these. These are followed by Sindar with a very good position. Just in behind them is Beat Hollow. Aristotle right there on the inside. Back in the field then to St. Expedie and Broche, and then going global from Ziz, and Kingsclear has already run his race. They run round Tatnam Corner with just under a half mile left to cover, and it's best of the best on the inside. Chris McCarran, the American jockey, Saki alongside. Wellbeing is next, then Sindar, Aristotle driven hard, Hatharana, Beat Hollow with the big white face trying to get out and hasn't got much racing room. Saki makes the long run for home. It's Saki from Sindar in second, best of the best fading. Beat Hollow in the pink cap trying to come with a run, then Wellbeing. Can Saki hold them off? Sindar laying down a strong challenge, the Irishman. Beat Hollow the far rail. It's Saki reeled in by Sindar, and Sindar's stamina comes to the fore from Saki. It's Sindar and Johnny Murtagh for Ireland. Sindar wins the Vodafone Derby. Saki run out of it in second. Beat Hollow back in third, then best of the best, followed home by Wellbeing and Hatharana, then St. Expedie and Barathea Guest. Behind these was Ziz and Aristotle, then Inchlonaig and Broche and Krakow and Going Global, and Kingsclear, who was a nutcase today, finished last of all. Sindar, the winner of the Vodafone Derby Stakes for trainer John Ox. The colours of His Highness the Aga Khan, a fourth Derby success, following Shergar, Sharastani and Kayasi.
I was saying beforehand, he was an improving horse, but whether he could improve enough, did you think that was going to happen?
He has improved all the time from his 2-year-old career onwards, and he also had the course he wanted today, you know, which was just perfect for him.
Well, your operation grows and grows, but I must bring in the man who shared the first victory, Walter Swinburne.
Yes, yes.
You two had a big day together. Oh,
totally
big day
exceptional.
Together.
Well, you know, the greatest compliment I can pay, His Highness is, I was only 19 and he stood by me then, and I'm sure Johnny Murtagh will be very, very thankful for what he's done, and he was a great man to ride for, so.
Thank you.
John Ox is here too. John, actually, you said beforehand that he had to improve. In your heart, did you really believe, did he tell you he had improved?
He doesn't tell you a lot from his homework. Yeah. He works with handicappers at home. He'd never do he'd never make headlines from his homework. But he showed us that he was very, very well. I mean, all the omens were good. He really looked the best he's ever looked the other evening before he left. He was really well in himself. And of course, we hoped that going the extra 2 furlongs would be to his advantage. And if it was a strong pace and a good test of stamina, that was the key to improvement from him.
The exciting thing about him is that, I mean, this is a graph on the climb. How high is he going to go?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But he's got very high.
He's gone high enough. I think we'd settle for this. But I don't know. He's improved every time he's run, and goes on all ground, fast, firm ground or heavy ground. It doesn't seem to matter to him. He has some wonderful qualities.
And as an individual, is he a sort of horse you think will be better as a 4-year-old? Would you actually go on another year with him?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll have to think about that later on. I mean, that'll be a decision for the end of the year, see how he gets on. But he's never stopped improving. He's very, very genuine, very reliable. He's got a great heart. If he was going to win today, he was going to win that way exactly. And a horse like that, there's no reason why he shouldn't go on very well.
All of us who thrilled with him, and some of us from Mr. Alistair Down's back, the wretched animal.
Yes, clever man.
Where are we going to see him next?
Oh, well, all going well. The Irish Derby is...
I would think that would be the next one. He knows the course.
He knows the course.
At least part of it.
Yes, I'm very delighted. I work for 2 very nice people, and a few years ago I had a little bit of trouble, but they've stuck by me, and to win this race for them really means a lot more to me, to win for those people.
Yes, first of all, let's take the bottom bit. How bad was it, Johnny? How much did you think, well, the game's over? The Golden Witch wished to destroy their first call promising. You were very promising. It all went wrong. How bad was it?
It's hard to explain it. You get to a stage where you don't care much about yourself anymore. So if you don't care much about yourself, you don't care much about anyone else around you. So I got back feeling good about myself, and I knew I was able to do the job if I did it 100%. And I have to do it 100% now for myself. And then when I'm doing it for myself, everybody else falls into place.
And tell us about this job, because you needed a good gallop, and of course you've got a runaway gallop to start with, but the position, I remember looking early, you were in good position pretty early on.
Yes, the Aga said to me, try and be in the first 5 early, and you know, take it that he's not getting knocked about in on the inside. I got a beautiful run behind Richard Hills. It opened up for me about 2.5 out. And I knew then at 2.5 out, I'll get him. Because I knew my horse would respond to me.
It took a long time. I thought you might get a bit early. It took a long time. The other horse battled hard.
He battled hard, and he's a great battler, as you've seen in York, but he just doesn't battle as hard as mine. My lad's heart is in the right place, and I knew when I got stuck into him, he'd answer every call, and I was just delighted to win this race.
We were talking to John, who's a horse on the climb, and bring Walter in here. How high do you think he can get after this? He's at the Derby, but he's going to do Irish Derby's King George's?
Well, Walter rode a few of the Aga Khan's horses, and I'm sure he knows you never can get to the bottom of the good ones. And I think he's a real good one. You know, he'll always give you everything you ask for, and he never shows you much at home. But I think this is a very high-class horse.
What do you make of the ride and the performance?
Well, you know, Johnny was the right man for this horse. There's no doubt. You know, I was watching them on the racing channel, and you know, he sticks his head down on the ground there for you, and, you know, in battles. But one, you know, people should remember Johnny's ridden in this race before, and he had his horse in a great position that day, Sunshine Street, and you know, he knew his way around here, and you had it in a great position again today.
They're ready and they're racing. And just dropping in behind Coruscant in the early stages, Ciro going on and being hunted hard. Raypur to take up the early running from Takali, who goes into second spot, and up there too, searching for the early lead, is holding court as they sort themselves out. Settling in fourth position is Shoal Creek, followed then by Sindar in fifth, then Ciro, then Media Puzzle back in the field from Glyndebourne. Shakespeare, King's Best is second last, and 2 lengths last of all is Coruscant, as they've gone the first 2.5 furlongs, and it's going to be a very fast gallop. Setting the pace out in front here is Raypur by 2 or 3 lengths to Takali, the 2 Aga Khan owned pacemakers. Then in third is holding court, the French Derby winner. Sindar is the one in the centre with the green cap. Just behind them is Ciro, being hard ridden at this stage, followed then by Shoal Creek, the white cap, just behind the leaders. Behind Ciro on the near side is Glyndebourne, followed by Media Puzzle, King's Best. Well back in the field at this stage is Coruscant, and Shakespeare has dropped to the rear of the field. They're almost at halfway in the Irish Derby, and the leader here is Raypur by 2 lengths to Takali. King's Best has been pulled up. King's Best at the rear of the field has been pulled up by Pat Henry as they race down the side of the course. Something obviously amiss with a 2,000 guineas winner. He's been pulled up by King's Best as they race down towards the turn now, and the leader is still Raypur. It's Raypur who shows the way by 3 lengths to Takali. Then in third on the outside, Shoal Creek, about 4 lengths away holding court, and Philip Robinson going for the whip now. Behind them is Sindar, called on for an effort. Further back in the field then Ciro being hunted hard, preceded by Glyndebourne. They're followed by Media Puzzle, and right out the back is Shakespeare, and last of all is Coruscant. They're on the turn for home. They've got 3 furlongs left to run in the Budweiser Irish Derby, and it's still Raypur out in front by 3 lengths. Takali in second, then in third is holding court, followed by Sindar, the Epsom Derby winner, now taken to the outside. Glyndebourne is battling on. 2 furlongs left to travel. It's still Raypur, but here's Sindar. Sindar on the near side ranges up, grabs the lead with just over a furlong to go, and he's sprinting clear. It's Sindar by 4 lengths to Raypur. Glyndebourne is battling on, followed then by Ciro holding court, but this is no race. Sindar is going to win it by a street. Sindar goes on to win the Budweiser Irish Derby, completes the Derby double. He wins it by 6 or 7 lengths. In second is Glyndebourne, Ciro third, followed then by Raypur. Takali, they both ran good races. Holding quarters next, followed by Shakespeare, then Media Puzzle, followed next in the field by Shoal Creek, and the last to finish is Coruscant. McCullough, Raypur, the pacemaker for Sindar. Number 2 is Sindar, the dual Derby winner, ridden by Johnny Murtagh, trained in Ireland by John Ox. Number 3 is Crimson Quest, Olivier Pellier. 4, Sobieski, Frankie Dettori. Number 5 is Lycitas, Gerald Mosse, and 6, Kathmandu, Cash Asmussen. 6 runners for the Prix Niel. Well, Sindar's giving a few problems now with the help of the stall's handlers. He's pushed into position and they're ready for the Prix Niel. Set and racing. A fraction slow into stride. Sobieski just drops in behind them. Raipur, the pacemaker, going on early. Sindar right up there on the outside, the green cap in second. Followed in third then by Crimson Quest, and further back Kathmandu on the right with the noseband. Just dropping in behind them is Lycitas, and last of all in the early stages Sobieski. They go through the first 2 furlongs, and Raipur out in front here, setting the pace for the dual derby winner Sindar. They bowl along the 1 and 2. In third then is Crimson Quest, followed 2 lengths away by Lycitas, and further back in the field, just slotting in now, Cassius Musin on Kathmandu, and last of all is Sobieski. Continuing their journey over the side, they've got short of a mile to travel in the Prix Niel, and Raipur it is out in front by 3 lengths to Sindar in second, and the pacemaker doing a good job out in front again. About 4 or 5 lengths away in third is Crimson Quest, followed 2 lengths back in the field by Lycitas. 2 or 3 away then is Kathmandu, and Sobieski at the tail of the field. They're in Indian file as they make this sharp right-hand turn at the 6 furlong marker. And there's a good shot of the dual derby winner Sindar, bowling along for Johnny Murder in second place, chasing his pacemaker. Then a gap of about 4 or 5 lengths to Crimson Quest in third, followed by Lycitas. Further back is Kathmandu, and 2 or 3 lengths away last of all is Sobieski. Racing up the side of the course now, and coming into the false straight, and Raipur it is still showing the way from Sindar. Then Crimson Quest, Lycitas. Behind them in fifth is Kathmandu, and last of all is Sobieski as they run up the false straight now and heading towards the home turn. Still the leader is Raipur by 2 or 3 lengths. Sindar travelling nicely for Murta. 5 or 6 lengths away then is Crimson Quest behind them, followed by Lycitas. Behind them is Kathmandu, and then Sobieski taken to the outside. Into the home straight now. They've got short of 2.5 furlongs to travel. Raipur shaken up in front, but here Johnny Murta looking over the left shoulder to see where the opposition are. Now he says go on Sindar. He ranges up on the outside, takes it up with 1.5 furlongs to go. Lycitas giving chase in company there with Crimson Quest, but this is a matter of how far for Sindar, the dual derby winner. He's going to coast to victory in the Prix Niel. He's 6-7 lengths in front, in no danger, and this is a good trial for the Arc. Sindar goes on to win it by 7 lengths. In second is Crimson Quest, then in third Sobieski, followed by Kathmandu, followed by Lycitas, and last to finish the pacemaker Raipur. Let's check the placings now in the Prix Niel. The winner number 2, Sindar, in the colours of His Highness the Aga Khan, trained by John Ox and ridden by Johnny Murta, paid 1.3 francs for a 1 franc outlay. Second, also for the place, 1.1. Second was number 3, Crimson Quest, ridden by Olivier Pellier, paid 1.3 for a place, and no third tote for number 4, Sobieski, who's been sweating. So is Sindar. It is a pretty warm afternoon though. He's coming forward. He's attempting to become the first in 22 years to win back-to-back arcs. They're set. They're racing. First to begin in the centre is Sindar. He heads them off in the early stages. Up there too, we're looking for Raipur. He's back in the field and can't get near the leader. And now he's being scrubbed up and gets through along the inside. But he's fluffed his lines here because the pacemaker, now ridden hard on the inside, takes it up after a bit of effort from Sindar in second. 3 lengths away then in third is Russian Hope, followed by Volveretta. 2 lengths to High Tory. Half a length back in the field is Daring Miss, followed on the outside by Monsieur, who's giving the leader about 10 lengths start. Then back in the field, Samum, the German champion, on the inside of Egypt Band. And 4 or 5 lengths away then is Hesiodus last of all. They've covered the best part of 2.5 furlongs in the arc. And Raipur out in front here, setting the pace for Sindar. They're 1 and 2 in the Aga Khan's colours. 3 lengths away in third then is Russian Hope, followed by High Tory, who's moving up on the outside of Volveretta, the Prix Vermeil winner, who lies 5th on the inside. Next is Monsieur, who's sitting outside Daring Miss, and Samum, the German champion, back on the inside rail. And Hesiod is right out the back in company with Egypt Band. They prepare to turn right-handed now. They've got 7 furlongs left to travel in the arc, and the 2 Aga Khan runners are out in front. It's Raipur from Sindar. They're 1 and 2 as they round that corner, going sharply right-handed. Russian Hope is in third, followed by High Tory and Volveretta. A length away then is Monsieur, who's very handy indeed. Further back in the field then is Samum, who's giving the leaders a fair start. Daring Miss is there as well in company with Egypt Band. Band, and Hesioda's last of all as they turn right-handed now and race up the false straight now. They've got less than half a mile to travel in the arc, and Raypoor is the leader from Sindar, who's lobbing along behind him. 2 lengths away then is Russian Hope from Volveretta. Further back in the field then High Tory, followed then by Monsieur. He's edging a bit closer now, followed by Daring Miss, and then on the outside Egypt Band. They swing the corner, 2.5 furlongs to go in the arc. He goes for home now on Sindar. He's gone 1.5 lengths in front of High Tory. Further back then is Egypt Band. Monsieur in the centre's got plenty of room now from Volveretta. They've got 1.5 furlongs to go in the arc. It's Sindar in front, battling hard. Monsieur's not finding a great deal. Egypt Band's the big danger. It's Egypt Band who's flashing home, but Sindar on the far side, 1 length in front, holding on. The 3-year-old battling Gaming, and Sindar wins the arc from Egypt Band second, Volveretta third, followed by Monsieur, then High Tory, Samum. Back in the field is Russian Hope, followed by Daring Miss, Hesiod, and Raypoor is the last to finish.
Just look absolutely thrilled.
Yes, I am.
How, what a day is this? I mean, were you worried at all when Raypoor didn't go on, couldn't make the early running, and Sindar looked like he might be left in front?
For a few seconds, yes, but then afterwards things went to plan, according to plan.
You've won the Arc before, but how great a thrill was this?
Well, this horse I think is amongst the best I've seen to win the English Derby, the Irish Derby, the Arc. Somebody told me that no horse had done that before. They won either the Irish Derby in the Arc or the English Derby in the Arc, but not the 2 derbies in the Arc. So I think I said this before the race, I think he's an exceptional horse.
And given that you bred him as well, you must feel as close to him as you would to one of your children.
Well, this is a family activity that's been in my family for 3 generations, and I hope it'll continue successfully. What's important is to keep the family enterprise moving forwards.
And you said before that one of his great attributes is that he's so brave. He's a real resolute galloper. Yes. He wants to win.
Yes. Yes, and he has wonderful action. I have to run now, if you'll excuse me. I'm sorry.
Sindar is a very consistent producer of good racehorses. If we really look at the choice of stallions and the reality of things, this is a stallion that can produce stakes winners, classic winners. He's also a very attractive stallion of good size, very well proportioned, very well in his mind, his spirit. Racing-wise, he's an absolute champion racehorse, and he's a very good sire.
Racing inside the last 200 yards now, and Bernstein being pressed on the near side by Marawi, who's come back. Sindar is coming strongly, and the sponsor's colours on the near side, and inching to the line. Sindar gets up to beat Marawi.
Sindar laying us down a strong challenge, the Irishman. Feet follow the far rail. It's Zaki reeled in by Sindar, and Sindar's stamina comes to the fore from Zaki. It's Sindar and Johnny Murtagh for Ireland. Sindar wins the Motorclub Derby.
It's Sindar by 4 lengths to Raypoor. Glyndebourne's battling on, followed then by Ciro holding court, but this is no race. Sindar is going to win it by a street. Sindar goes on to win the Budweiser Irish Derby, completes the Derby double.
And Sindar is clear. Sindar's 2 clear. In second place it's Egypt Band, Cricket Head's horse, but it's Sindar from Egypt Band in second. Sindar wins the Arc.
Sindar, he gives the good temperament and the good legs, and he's a very consistent horse.
It's Rosanara just in front near side, and now starting to power clear on Vera when it's all over, but Rosanara got there.
Shawanda, in the colours of His Highness the Aga Khan, is racing away with the Darley Irish Oak. Shawanda and Christophe Soumillon, tremendous performance, 6-7 length winner.
Shawanda is just pushed out by Christophe Soumillon, who has plenty of looks round and begins to celebrate a long way from the line.
Et bien avec Jumzen qui vient facile au centre, Jumzen, Sylvia Fortune, Jumzen qui repart, Jumzen, Sylvia Fortune pour la victoire, Jumzen qui se détache maintenant et qui va peut-être prendre sa revanche, Jumzen qui va s'imposer la 2e place pour Sylvia Fortune, 3e place pour Bernardino, et c'est Jumzen qui va résister au retour de Sylvia Fortune.